you ready? It's time once again. It's time once again for Bilo and the boys are back in town, baby, and we are live in the Hyzer Nation studios alongside D. Swain and Randall. Don't adjust your sets. Don't adjust your sets. We are that ugly. Tonight we're without one of the posse.
Poor little pumpkin dick.
Pumpkin is sick. BB sick.
Aw.
We ought to be ashamed.
Yeah.
But we're not.
We are not.
Yeah. Randall, what's going on in your world?
Nachos, apparently. Yeah. Oh, Chick-fil-A. Sorry.
Chick-fil-A's in my life, not a sponsor.
Huh. So,
Should be, not a sponsor.
yeah. So,
Well, they should be because freaking BB is tight with the O'Neill family.
yes.
And we know an owner of Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Well, when you say tight, you mean part of his family.
Randall went to high school with the O'Neill mom.
Who did?
So,
Who?
I high school with Miss O'Neill.
You did?
Sure did.
The O'Neill family down here?
Yes, sir.
No kidding.
Nope.
Well,
She was a class behind me. Her sister was in the same class as me, and she was one class behind me.
I know one thing. Paul O'Neill, rest his soul. I get cold chills anytime that man would sing.
yeah.
Kelly, girl I dated forever, went to church at Shiloh when he was still the pastor. I would almost move to tears anytime he'd sing. I just felt it in my soul. He was such a, and you know, the whole family's talented, can sing. Monica, Daryl, Terry, all of them. But yeah, he was.
Can BB sing?
I never heard him. Probably not.
He sound like a canary, don't he?
Yes. I'm not sure what he sounds like now. He probably sounds like a little girl right now.
Well, yeah, he probably does. He's pumpkin. Yeah, Taylor, I don't feel good. Taylor, I got a fever.
Go up sick because you don't have to hear this.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. He's our friend, and we talk bad about him.
Sure.
Imagine if he was our enemy.
Well, the thing is, we don't take slack on anybody.
No, we don't. We don't. And for those that are watching, in case you don't know or haven't heard, we are bringing back the old D. Swain and Bilo show from Facebook, and we are twisting it, turning it, and bringing it back in action. This is, hey, there's Anna Lee.
Al.
Hi.
Well, how's Al doing?
Al is the starting center at the Hickson girls football team.
There you go. Do you get your talent from your dad?
No.
No.
Oh, well, at least you're honest.
To get from her dad.
Yeah.
Do what?
So, to get her attitude and her appetite from her dad.
Well, I hope she doesn't get her driving skills from her dad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, we all know about that one, right? I was looking to see. Yeah, I think it is right here. Our monologue. Everybody got the monologue with them? Maybe not, but we're going to give you a quick rundown of what we're going to be covering on the show. The first segment we're going to go to, we're a couple of minutes off. We're about 2 minutes off his schedule. We're going to try to stick with it because we are, from now on, Thursdays from 6 to 7:45 is the plan. And so we're going to try to get this done where we can kind of get in rhythm. But our first segment, we're going to kick off. D. Swain brought up something during the week about the blue bloods of college football. And we're going to cover that. Segment 2 will be round up Randall's weekend review for the scoreboard from River City Media. And segment 3 will be the college football top 25. The AP, how the AP has the top 25. Segment 4 will be Tennessee adds Adidas. Is that good or bad to the Tennessee brand? And we'll have Randall covering that one. And then we'll go into the NFL preseason scores, highlights from the NFL preseason week 1. And then we'll go into our trash and smash if we have time, and then scoreboard with Randall. So let's jump back to segment number 1. And this is an interesting subject because this is something you brought up, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and take off and run with it and let them know where you seen the article and all the information on that.
Well, honestly, I saw it online. I don't remember who the guy was. I wish it just irritated me so quickly. I wrote down the teams before I texted you, but I didn't write down his name, and I closed it out.
You was that mad?
Because I was aggravated. I thought it's stupid. And I'll go down the list of what this guy, I don't even know who he is. I don't know who he works for. I don't know if it's just an opinion. Keep in mind, this is my opinion. It just happens to be right.
Yeah, there you go.
He has Alabama, Florida State, Georgia, LSU, Michigan, Oklahoma, Miami, Notre Dame, Texas, Ohio State, Tennessee, USC. So he's about 60% right. First of all, 12 teams is entirely too many for a blue blood.
Well, explain what blue blood is first. What
Well,
you're
blue
calling
bloods,
blue blood.
one,
Historic.
they've got to have history.
Yeah.
If it was a 5-year sample, okay, yes, I would say Georgia's a Rushmore. Georgia's been a good, solid team for
Since Kirby came on. Kirby's second year.
Before.
Yeah.
In the last 40 years, since the 80s.
Yeah.
They've been good and solid.
Yeah.
Rick, when he was there, he guaranteed
true.
10 wins.
Yeah.
That's a good program. You win
Right.
10 games every year, especially when he started. You only played 12 games. You go 10-2, ain't nothing to hang your hat about.
Right.
But
We
to,
would have
to
took that.
me, a blue blood, and the term got started more in collegiate basketball than it did college football. But of course, with social media and nobody had been able to come up with anything creative on their own, it's spilled over into college football.
Yeah.
Well,
It vomited into college football.
yes.
Basically what it is.
But it also feels like a participation trophy. 10% of the country can't be
Blue bloods.
the greatest. Yeah.
Right.
I think it's 6 teams. And you look at history, and I'm open for discussion on a few because besides those 12, he said 3 snubs: Nebraska, Florida, and Penn State. Penn State's been good was good for 50 years. When Paterno went from player to head coach almost instantly. They were good when he was a player, and they were great for a while when he was the head coach. I know there's a lot of trouble. We're not hashing up Sandusky or any of that crap. We're strictly talking on the field. They were great. Not good, great for a couple of decades. This is my solely, and I look at it kind of like a Rushmore. Rushmore and Blue Bloods are synonymous with each other.
Okay.
But I'm willing to go with 6.
Okay.
It's Alabama. I mean, they were good.
So let's go to your number 1. If you're building Mount Rushmore,
It's Alabama.
Alabama. So you're gonna say Alabama is no doubt the best program in college football.
Sure, when Bear Bryant was a player, they
Okay.
were good. When Bear Bryant was a head coach, I don't need to say anything else. When Nick Saban was a head coach. And in between those two, Mike Shula won the SEC, or won the West. Bill Curry won the West. There's been other, Stallings won a national title.
Right.
So Alabama has been historically great.
Okay. Who's number 2?
If I have to put them in order, it's probably Ohio State.
Okay.
And then some people are going to poo-poo on this, and I don't care because it's right. USC probably 3.
Okay. And that's based off.
They're a left. It's just because historically they've been.
They have been great, yeah.
I remember
80s, 90s,
70s and 80s watching Charles White and Marcus Allen.
OJ, all them,
they were a Saturday night game. Well, he was in NFL time. We were old enough to. He come out in '69.
Yeah,
so.
somewhere in that area.
But yeah, I mean, USC's got a long list of greatness.
Right.
So they probably be my three. Historically, Oklahoma, Oklahoma put together as good a run as anybody not named Alabama when Bud Harrelson was there.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably 4. Michigan 5, because Michigan was Schembechler, and they've just been solid, top tier team for a long, long time. And then Notre Dame, I don't care what anybody says. Notre Dame played the national title game this past year, and 6, 7, 8 when Manti's ghost girlfriend was running around.
Mm-hmm.
What's that been? 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Roughly.
So Notre Dame, and I know from '89 when they won their last one to then, there was some turmoil, whatever. Notre Dame's historically great.
Right.
That's my 6 Rushmore.
Okay. Randall.
I only disagree. We sent a list between us all. The only disagreement I have with D. Swain's list, I have Oklahoma as 2. And I think if you go back and look at the history of Oklahoma, you would see that they're probably a little higher to me than they are to D. Swain. But I have USC 3rd, and I have our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graduate. You just switch Ohio State and Oklahoma, and we have the exact same list.
Yeah, and I'm okay with. I'm not so caught up in the numbers as I am just the teams that belong in there.
Yeah, the 6 teams are the same. The order only varies with one team, and that's 2 and 6. And you can make an argument for anything. I personally think of Michigan over, and when I think of Big Ten football, I think of Michigan over Ohio State. Always have.
Well, and you might have liked Michigan growing up. I couldn't stand Michigan. I actually liked Ohio State, because I like Art Schlichter. I like Chris Carter. There's a bunch of guys on Ohio State's teams. Loved watching Eddie George run. I did love watching Tennessee beat the crap out of Eddie George. But Ohio State's had a lot of players that I really enjoyed watching. Andy Katzenmoyer, the linebacker, really liked him.
Yeah.
And Michigan, I couldn't stand Anthony Carter. Now, I liked him when he was in the NFL, but I loved Jim Harbaugh, and I still love Jim Harbaugh. Captain comeback, I loved him in college, I loved him in the NFL. But yeah, everybody's going to say Alabama won, and they should because they are.
Yeah.
2 through 6, I'm not upset that you say Oklahoma 2 because I can understand why you would say that.
And I grew up, when I fell in love with college football, Bo Schembechler was at Michigan.
Right. And
that was kind of an era where Michigan dominated everything.
And Woody Hayes was at Ohio State.
Yes.
And that was always
Yeah. Woody was always trying to catch Bo, in my mind. So I don't think there's no doubt that you could have both of those in there. And I'm not sure if you're going to throw a 7th team in there. It might be LSU.
It could be Tennessee. Tennessee's got 6 national titles.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch that's got right out of sight. But none of, to me, if you look at Tennessee, FSU, and LSU, and all those schools that's just outside, they've all had a period where they weren't good.
Yes, you're right.
And Tennessee just went through a 25-year period where they weren't good,
Agreed.
And that probably.
And that's what I love Florida. I love Florida as much as anybody that loves Florida. I'm there. Florida is at least a tier below the Blue Bloods, at least, because they were nice when Spurrier played there. They were nice when Emmett played there, and then they were great for 35 years during the Spurrier-Urban Meyer era.
Yeah.
But that's it. They're not a blue blood. I told Brent before we started, Florida's closer to being a blue blood in basketball than they are football.
Absolutely. And I'm not sure Tennessee's not closer to being a blue blood. I want to say Tennessee is a blue blood in girls basketball.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. And right now, the way the program's trending, I would probably put the baseball program ahead of the football program, but that's recent.
Oh yeah, you got tunnel vision with that. Historically, the baseball team's not been near as good as the football team.
Yeah, it's just been this run since the mid '90s Well, let's put it this way: in the era that football was bad, baseball was good, and that was the first time baseball was good.
Right.
And that's probably as low as Tennessee football ever fell. So,
Yeah.
it's interesting. And we agreed exactly on the basketball team.
Sure. Because that's who it is.
Yeah.
B-Lo, what's yours?
I was trying to make sure all our audio was lined up good, so I heard half of that, and I can agree with Alabama by far. No doubt about that. And in USC, I would probably go just to switch it up. USC number 2, Notre Dame 3, Michigan, and Ohio State. If I was doing it, that would be just to switch it up because you can any one of those 6. I don't have a problem with any one of those because the history has proven that. Now, let's say if you had to throw 3 more in, who would be the 3 snubs?
I think Nebraska is the number 1 snub.
See, I don't, because they were good for 30 years when Tom Osborne was there. Mm-hmm. They were really good before him. They've not been good since him. Texas, to me, has to be in there.
Yeah.
Because they've been steadily good for many, many years. And then, you'd have to put a gun to my head to make me pick 2 more because, like I said, Georgia has been nice throughout history of football, but they've never been looked at as, minus the last couple of years. Now, if you want to go recent bias, fine. And if I piss off Georgia fans, it's not the first time.
Right.
But I'd say the same thing about Florida. Florida's not a blue blood. They had a great stretch, but they've also, the last decade's been really hard on them. They had a nice stretch in the 80s when Emmitt Smith was there. Yeah. And through the 80s, when Kerwin Bell and all them, they won a lot of games. They were on probation, too, thanks to, I can't think of his name. The coach.
Strong.
Do what?
But Charlie Strong?
No, it's Charlie. Charlie Strong was the defense coordinator. It's Charlie something trying to kill himself.
Charlie Pell.
What?
Charlie Pell.
Pell, yes, Charlie Pell. They were on probation. Charlie Pell was going out of the Bear Bryant handbook of how to cheat. It just kind of wobbled. Texas would be in there. Twist my arm, Nebraska, I could say them because they were unbelievable for a while. Yeah. But they've fallen on really. They're worse than Tennessee was at any point in Tennessee's badness.
Yeah. Now, let me throw a cog into this. Who is the absolute bottom feeder in college football and always has been?
The University of Vanderbilt in Nashville, Tennessee.
I was going to say a Nashville team, but I was going to say Austin Peay.
Yeah, well, they can be there too. Also, you got to think about who's been in power programs.
How about Northwestern? Northwestern, with the exception of a couple of shocks, and most of them were helped by Pat Fitzgerald, even though he got fired for whatever the crap he got fired for. When he was a player, they went to the Rose Bowl. When he was the head coach, he took them to the Rose Bowl. Other than that, Northwestern's been awful.
Well, Randall, who has never been in a bowl game? Can you look that up? Is there a college that's never been in a bowl game?
Division One?
Yeah.
I don't think there's one. I find out who's been in the list. Hold on, give me a second.
The least.
All right, we're going to run away to commercial break. When we come back, we are going to talk. I think it is the next segment bit will be the weekend wrap up with Randall and River City Media. Folks, stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
guys. Dave here at Battlefield Outdoors in Fort Oglethorpe. One of the largest selections of disc golf, if not the largest selection of disc golf disc and accessories that are available in the Chattanooga area. Come on down and check us out. Excited for 2025.
Posse is about to ride again. Back in town, baby. The boys are back, and welcome back from that commercial break. And we are glad that you tuned in with us. We are talking about sports in the Mount Rushmore of college football. Who would be your Mount Rushmore? Who would be your number one teams from history? But while we were on the break, we were talking about the absolute worst D1. Worst is a word or worse?
Worst.
Worst?
With a T.
Okay, so I was making sure I didn't get red penned. Worst college football team in D1 history. Randall's looking that up. He's fixing to go into the weekend wrap up. And so, Randall, are you ready?
I am, and I have a sponsor today. I love our sponsor today. I may go buy our sponsor today. I think we all need our sponsor today. But so far, I'm still in my least bowl game. A couple of contenders here. Charlotte, which D. Swain pointed out, was relatively new. One bowl. Louisiana Monroe, not relatively new. Only bowl appearance, the 2012 Independence Bowl.
Wow.
Missouri State just stepped up to Division I, never been. They're the only team that I've got that's never been. Old Dominion's been to 3 bowls. But I'm going to go with Duke in 17 bowls in their history.
Yeah, they've had to have
100 years.
I was going to say, they've had football for 100 plus years, haven't they?
Yes. Hey, and you know who brought us today's weekend look back? The quarterback edition of Tums. Have you ever had quarterback problems? We've all had quarterback problems. I'm telling you, as a Tennessee fan, I've got Tums on call. Ever since Nico I'ma-leaving left, I got Tums. Georgia fan, your quarterback left because he found a hot girl at Miami. Think about it. Your quarterback left because he wanted
and then
to
he went down there and screwed up and got dumped.
Got dumped. Went to Miami to get a good girl, a hot girl.
She's a hot girl, ain't no doubt about that. Hey, Keith says he can't find us on YouTube. But he has the link.
Oh, tell him. Hold on, Randall, one second. Tell him to go to the North Georgia Sportsman TV. North Georgia Sportsman TV on Yahoo. And when you do that, it'll show we're live and then click on it. So, Randall.
Do it on Yahoo, not YouTube?
YouTube, yeah. Did I say Yahoo?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where'd I get Yahoo?
Well, that's what he said.
North Georgia Sportsman TV at YouTube.
He has it. He says he can't find us on YouTube.
Oh, well, we're there because I'm looking at it live. I've got it on my feed right here, right there. See, we're live.
We're on River City Media, but you've got to tap it to go to our feed
on Facebook.
And then that's up.
Okay.
Yeah. So All right, Randall, are you ready for the weekend sports wrap-up?
Well, it's every weekend. It's more of a preview than it is a week wrap-up, but yeah, I'm ready.
All right, hit it.
Do you know what happens this weekend? The last week of college, high school, preseason games. We are 1 week from having live high school football Friday nights. Also, we are 3 weeks from having college football live, and 4 weeks from having NFL football live. I like to go back through the weekend and bring up a couple of valid points. I'd like to think Ryder Cup, D-Swain. Do we have somebody about to play their way out of the Ryder Cup?
Well, there's a couple. Well, I mean, theoretically, the captain for the U.S. could play. He needs to go ahead and announce that he's not playing. We've heard it from the time over the last year. It's entirely too. He didn't give up the captaincy. That's a word, I think.
I don't know.
Maybe not. But he didn't give that up to play. So he needs to now say, I'm not playing. Because like you said, we're a month away. Here's my thoughts, and this is not just my thoughts. It's a lot of golf fans' thoughts. If he brings just Jordan Spieth onto the team, it's simply the buddy system, because Jordan Spieth has played like crap for 2 years. He's not close to being elite right now, and if Keegan Bradley wants to win, he needs to go with someone not Jordan Spieth, and I hope he does. We know Scotty's going to be great. Yes, DeChambeau and Harris English both are on the verge of being bumped from automatic bids. Now, I think he'll probably still pick them. Go ahead. You look like you want to say something.
Go ahead.
No. I still think
the Chattanooga boy English, I think that's the one that more people would care about.
Well, now Bryson DeChambeau is extremely popular, and there'll be a lot of upset people. Now around here, sure, Harris English, Baylor boy. Speaking that high school lineup, how would you like to be anybody else in the state of Tennessee playing in the golf tournament when Stephen Yeager, Keith Mitchell, and Harris English step up to the tee box?
You don't.
You
don't, and they're football.
It's crazy. But yeah, I hope Harris English sticks, and I think he will. Even if he gets bumped to 7 or 8, I think he gets picked. He finished second in the British behind Scotty. So he's playing well right now. I think he's a lock either way. Thomas is now number 7, so he's got to be a captain's pick. Unless he does something great.
The other thing I was going to talk about to wrap the weekend up, is the Colorado Rockies the worst team in MLB history?
I saw something.
I don't know. The Pirates were bad for a long time.
They were, but I saw something this week that I pointed out to the boys. I was checking the standings. Colorado is minus 330 runs. The next closest team is Washington at minus 146. That means Colorado, they had lost 80 whatever games. They lose by 5 or more runs when they lose a game.
That's bad.
That's what make them the worst team ever.
Is that where the owners use them as a write-off? Maybe the owner has multiple companies and uses the Rockies as a write-off.
It's possible. I don't have an excuse for them, but if he ain't careful, he's going to write them off to Nashville or Charlotte.
Yeah. Just a bit outside.
Let me go with you, D. Swain. 16-42 at home. And I believe that's the worst home record I've ever heard of.
Oh, it's got to be. Even bad teams are close to 500 at home.
Well, now get this, Randall. I seen something I was pulling up here looking at this. It kind of reminded me of us. And you remember we did the worst 5 baseball. Well, now there's a website or a thing on ESPN that has the bottom 10 college football programs.
Yeah, I've seen that for. And when Austin P is in the bottom 10.
Well, the number one of the bottom 10, Kent State,
Okay, I can buy
0
that.
and 12.
Yep.
Then Kennesaw Mountain Lion State, Kennesaw Mountain Landed State, I guess Kennesaw State. Maybe that's what they're saying. They've got nicknames in here. UMass,
Sure.
2 and 10.
Yeah, UMass has been bad for a while.
Kennesaw State 2 and 10. UMass 2 and 10.
Kennesaw
Southern
State's just
Mississippi.
been Division One for, or that, what, a year or two?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna see those pains.
Southern Mississippi 1 and 11.
Wow.
New Mexico State 3 and 9.
Okay.
Tulsa 3 and 9. Florida International 4 and 8. Was that Missouri State 8 and 4, and Delaware 9 and 2.
9 and
Those are-
2, and they're in the bottom 10.
They're in the bottom 10. Yeah.
Wow.
Delaware 9 and 2.
Joe Flacco played with Delaware in Chattanooga for the 1AA national championship years ago.
The Blue Hens.
The
Yep.
reason Delaware is there is
Well-
because they're moving right now from FCF to FBS.
Right.
Yeah.
Process. I think they played last year at Division 1AA, and I was going to play their first year at 1A this year.
Well, and wasn't this past year Kennesaw State's first year?
I think they may be 2 or 3. Speaking of O'Neal, that's another O'Neal tie.
Oh
there.
yeah. Yep.
It's not been long.
Yeah, he was a receiver, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most famous alumni from Kennesaw State, Braun Breaker of the WWE.
All right.
Son of
For around here, it's got to be the Cross kids, Jessica and Jesse Cross's daughter and son, who hold multiple records on baseball and softball fields at Kennesaw.
All right. Moving in. Wait a minute. BB has responded. BB is alive. Pumpkin, as you like to refer to him.
Snookums.
Pumpkin has wound up in the chat somehow. He's down there. Moving on to our next segment, and this is the top 25, the AP preseason AP top 25 poll. Now let's see. I'm gonna read them, and then I want y'all's input on who you think should or shouldn't be there, or who's overrated, who's underrated. Number one.
Let me make this statement before you start reading any of them. I don't think there should be
No, I agree.
a top 25 right now. Let's play 3 or 4 games before you actually have them.
Yeah.
And this year's a perfect example. Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. And you go down the list. There's a lot of new teams with new quarterbacks.
Yeah. And so here's what they have. We'll go 25, Boise State.
They're
24, Tennessee. 23, Texas Tech. 22, Iowa State. 21, Ole Miss. 20, Indiana. 19, Texas A&M. 18, Oklahoma. 17, Kansas State. 16, SMU. 15, Florida. 14, Michigan. 13, South Carolina. 12, Illinois. 11, Arizona State. 10, Miami. 9, LSU. 8, Alabama. 7, Oregon. 6, Notre Dame. 5, Georgia. 4, Clemson. 3, Ohio State. 2, Penn State. And the number 1, Texas. Some of the honorable mention: BYU, Utah, Baylor, Louisville, USC, Georgia Tech, Missouri, Tulane, Nebraska, UNLV, Toledo, Auburn, and James Madison. Some of the mention. Now, Randall, who on that list should not be there? Not who you going to replace them with, just take them off.
In SMU, Indiana, they were both bad football teams that got in the playoffs. I just don't see it. I did my bottom. SMU, Indiana, just both are very questionable to me.
All right. D. Swain, he's taking them 2 off. Who are you taking off? knocking out of the top 25.
Well, hang on. Let me look at it.
I'm going to take Boise State out,
I don't.
and I'm taking Indiana out. I'm taking Illinois out, and I'm taking SMU. I'm kind of like out of the top 25 out. Now, here, I think Penn State will not be number 2. Now, let me ask you this. At week 6, are we moving weeks from week 6 preseason to week 6? Who's moving and who ain't?
Well, Texas and Ohio State's moving week 1.
You think they'll drop either one of them lower than 3
Yes.
with the loss?
Yeah.
Because you think automatically they're going to put everybody undefeated. Even the SMU would be higher than
Well,
Ohio State.
no, they're not going to drop them down. They'll drop them because if Alabama beats Florida State, if LSU, the winner of the LSU Clemson game, they're going to be above that one-loss team, and I'm fine with that. Indiana, yes, they had a nice schedule, and their coach found something that worked. They're not. I'm not going to say they're bad. I'm not going to say SMU's bad because SMU has some actual real talent. And some of them are kids that went to the SEC first and transferred out. So I think SMU's got legit talent. Illinois is the one I like. And maybe it's because of the helmets they come out with last year. But Penn State's at number 2 because they're of the top. What? See, Clemson's the one you got to look out for. They have a nice schedule. They have a really good quarterback, and they returned a lot from last year. So, and I see a lot of 16-0 Clemson. I don't know if that's going to happen, but Clemson, for the first time in a while, is set to make a really big run. I don't think Penn State come week 6 is going to be there unless they play nobody's between week 1 and week 6 because they're going to find a way to lose if they play Ohio State or Michigan. They're going to lose to them. They do every year. James Franklin's won 1 game against those 2 teams. 1.
Yeah.
And that Drew Aller, I'm not big on that guy like a lot of people are. So I would.
Description of Clemson was LSU, though. The winner of that game is set up pretty.
Well, LSU still has to play a bunch of good teams. Who's Clemson play after LSU?
That's true, but what I was saying, they're good football teams last year that returns a lot with very, very good quarterbacks.
Well, the win definitely helps LSU more than it does Clemson, I think. Yeah. Clemson can lose and not worry about anything because all they got to do is go win the ACC and be undefeated, and they're still going to be a top 4 team come the end of the season. LSU, that's just one landmine they got by. It's like in Florida. I think Florida's talented enough to win 10 or 11 games. But their schedules as such, they can lose 3 or 4 too. So, and, I don't want to see Harrison Bailey playing any time other than late in the 4th quarter when Florida's up and DJ's over there dancing around. If he has to play meaningful minutes,
you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's not good.
Hey,
but, I mean, my number 1 team would be Ohio State simply because they're national champs. And I've said this for as long as I can remember. If you're the defending national champions, you should be preseason. If you're going to have a preseason poll,
you should be
number 1.
Till you lose.
Yeah.
Till you lose. And if you're not the number 1 team, you're going to lose at some point.
And this is what gets me is how many years was the number 1 team from the previous year put in at least 2 or 3 preseason and then wind up week 6, week 7, they're back at number 1 where they need to be.
Yeah.
It's just I don't what do you call it? What they locker room? They used to call it chalkboard.
Poster board
material, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Randy?
Hey, I've got one. I want to read you a schedule. This is a Big Ten team, and I want to read y'all both this schedule and let you tell me if this team. I'm not going to tell you the team ahead of time. I'll tell you the team at the end of it. At home versus neutral site versus Cincinnati. Akron. Houston Christian. Michigan at home. Michigan State at home. Maryland. Minnesota. Northwestern. USC. UCLA. Penn State. Iowa.
I was about to say Penn State until you said Penn State.
Oregon?
That is my sleeper team to make the playoffs.
Is that Oregon?
Nebraska Cornhuskers schedule.
Well, I was looking at this, and they're talking about Nebraska. Is it too early to say Nebraska's going to have a breakout year? With that soft schedule, probably so.
Oh, it's soft. You got Michigan and Penn State.
Yeah, well, that two. And the
And
rest of them.
USC.
Yeah. So how many wins you got? How many losses will keep you out of the playoffs, Stu? 3?
It all depends. What's up? The Big Ten's ran on what does Michigan and Ohio State do.
Mm-hmm.
If Nebraska has the same number of losses as Michigan and Ohio State doesn't get to play in the Big Ten championship, they're not going to the Final 12.
Yeah. Well,
Now, flip it, and if Ohio State has the same number of losses as Nebraska, and Nebraska gets to play, and Ohio State doesn't, Ohio State would get in.
yeah. It's now this year's Randall, isn't it? This year going to be the top 12, regardless. Make it.
The group of 5 or group of 4, I keep getting that messed up, will get one team in. So of the little conferences, they will still get their one team. It's just everybody's seeded 1 through 12.
Yeah, everybody plays. They don't get a bye, right?
No, they could be 2 teams from the SEC get a bye. If you have Texas finish 1, Georgia finishes 4, they both would get a bye. There is no.
What if you have Georgia finish at 15? They get a bye then too, don't they?
Yeah.
They get a bye then too.
Just checking.
But there's
Let me
be,
check. Yes, they do. That would be a yes.
there's going to be. That's the reason I kind of think that the playoffs going to be 4 or 5. Let's call it 4 SEC teams, 4 Big Ten teams, 1 Big 12 team, 1 or 2 ACC teams in the group of 12 or group of 4 team.
Well, let me ask you this. Why is everybody sleeping on Arizona State?
They shouldn't.
I know they lose Scatterboo, but they've got a running back they can plug in there. That quarterback's really good. That head coach is really good. And that's the 2 most important positions in the sport, head coach and quarterback. And Arizona State's going to play nobody.
Nobody. I've got one of my group of 4 teams, and this is going to be my group of 4 team that I'm going to pick to go to the playoffs. I'm going to read you one more schedule. VMI, UAB, Tulsa, Rice, Air Force, Temple, Florida Atlantic, North Texas, Notre Dame, probably the one game they lose, South Florida, Memphis, Army, Navy. That is the Navy midshipmen. Outside of Notre Dame, the favorite in every game?
Probably, sure, yeah.
So, 11-1, Navy gets in the playoffs. Be the best story in college football.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, it would be great.
You know, the conservatives would love to see that. I don't know how the progressives would feel, but,
Yeah.
If I got men cheerleaders, they might be. And it is Navy, and we know the stories we hear. So it might galvanize the country.
You go to Navy and then you go to Texas A&M. You never know.
You never know.
All right, Randall. Tennessee put out a statement this week about signing Adidas up for the 2026, and they said it was good for the program. Tell us, is it good or bad that Tennessee drops Nike and takes on Adidas?
All right, I'm going to put my Tennessee hat on. I had it sitting over there. I'm going to tell you why this is good for the University of Tennessee.
I can tell you why it's good for the University of Tennessee.
$100 million.
Exactly right.
Also, Adidas is willing to invest in the University of Tennessee where Nike's not. Tennessee's not getting $100 million extra from Nike. Nike has USC.
Oregon, where Pat Knight went to school.
Do you know who FSU, Nebraska, Tennessee, Notre Dame? That's going to be the core of the Adidas. And at the highest success of the University of Tennessee was an Adidas school. A lot of the Tennessee fans are upset, but this is almost a throwback. In the world where we're going to be doing revenue sharing, because I think NIL is about to get controlled by this revenue sharing, an extra $20 million in your coffers every year going to let you buy some players that you couldn't buy before. So
What? I don't know if Florida went to And1 or Reebok. I don't care if they're kicking in $100 million.
Could you see Florida with And1?
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty good.
Champion.
Champion, sure.
Champion And1.
See it on tennis courts everywhere. Champion's still big.
Still big.
I'd be good with Champion.
Yeah.
when we were young, Champion was trash.
Yeah.
Now, evidently, Champion's the cool thing and really expensive because all the kids want Champion gear now.
All about branding.
It is. It's
branding.
all about branding.
That's it.
That's why in about this time next year, Florida may be coming to us saying, hey.
That's right.
Does the Hyzer clan want to?
Yeah, does Hyzer Nation want to throw a few bucks at the
That's
University of Florida? We'll put you on the.
Be low on the boys. What's up?
Yeah.
I can be bought despite my loyalty to Tennessee.
I can be good. I can too.
So, how much would it take for you to be bought out, Randall?
100 million is a good start.
Yeah, 100 million is going to get me 9 out of 9 times.
We wouldn't even offer.
It's
We wouldn't
always-
even require that much to get in Swain Low Estates.
No. Well, but they
A couple of cheeseburgers and a fried apple pie. Bingo.
Cherry
You're
Coke.
in.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, I think the Middle East could buy out Tennessee for $100 million.
Yeah.
Well, that
After
was
all
a
the
question
sector.
somebody asked.
Yeah.
If someone from Dubai come and said, because we all know everything's about money, and this we can talk about the PGA a little bit with the Live. All these players that were so tore up, Rory, Justin, Tiger, all these guys, those son of a guns take appearance money from the same guy that's paying the Live contracts. You're a hypocrite.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm back on this format so I can speak on it for just a minute, if you'll indulge me.
Yeah. Go ahead. Hold on. Let me put you front and center. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. Now, now hit it.
We all know golfers are truly independent contractors. If Rory wants to go play in the Scottish Open, nobody says a word. If some guy gets hurt and he plays in a buy.com or whatever what is it? Corn Ferry. It's Corn Ferry now. Nobody gets upset. But just because you're going to Dubai where blood money is that you've already partaken in.
Yeah.
And Rory was thrown to the wolves by Monahan, the commissioner of golf. I get it. And once the conversation happened and it come out that Liv and PGA were talking, Rory's like, you just threw me under the bus. I'm done with. And he said as much at the next tournament. I'm not talking about it anymore. I didn't know anything about it, and they did. They did a great job keeping it secret. There's like 3 people on earth knew this conversation was going to happen. Greg Norman, the commissioner of PGA and the owner of the Live Tour. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
To be able to keep something like that under wraps. But look at WWE's a prime example. When there was WCW and WWE, a lot of competition.
Great shows back then.
Yes, great shows. Now it's trash.
Trash.
PGA had got so complacent, and that was Mickelson's argument the whole time. And he knew how much money they were making. Well, guess what? Since the Live started, these guys, and Tiger, every player of the Tiger era gives Tiger all the credit for the money's going up.
Yeah.
Well, some ought to start thanking Phil for jumping ship and taking some of the boys over to Live because the prices went up again.
Yeah.
Because they proved, that, they never come out and say, well, Phil's right. Because Phil's kind of a polarizing figure.
Yes,
Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to put it.
He was right. They had more money to shell out.
Oh, yeah.
But they had a monopoly on it. Just like Vince McMahon has a monopoly on wrestling, the PGA has a monopoly on golf. Well, the Live guys are like, I'm out. And Justin Thomas, I don't like Justin Thomas. I've never liked Justin Thomas. But him to sit there and gripe and moan about it, he was offered. Don't badmouth people for taking it. You choose not to? Cool. That's fine. It wasn't. And I don't like getting political, especially on here, but it's like the left and the right. Somebody on the right, we can disagree. You disagree with somebody on the left, you're done. You're written off.
Yeah.
And that's the way Justin Thomas was.
Yeah.
Well, I'm done with Mickelson and Bryson, and you're done with them for a week. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You're just mad because you feel like you're roped in to stay with the PGA, even though you just got offered 9 figures. You got to turn it down.
Right.
Because you're one of the guys now. And here's the thing. They didn't have to take that money. Phil, it was a no-brainer for him. He's on the end of his career. They offered him $300 million. Come on. You'd be crazy to turn that down.
Randall, would you turn that money down?
At $300 million, you can have me on your podcast tomorrow.
Would you fly out?
I think it's 150. Phil got offered 150. Tiger got offered 300. But point is, if you want to win the green jacket and you hadn't yet, and you want to win all these majors, okay, stay with the PGA. That's your choice.
Yeah.
If you're not concerned with winning those things and you want that monster paycheck right now, go the Live. Justin Thomas ain't telling me how to pay for my family.
No. Well,
Just like I'm not telling him how to.
Well, you got to look at it this way. At the end of the day, it's all about you got in it because you enjoyed it, but it was making you a living.
Yes.
It's like anything else.
Well,
now,
every sport has a guy that doesn't love that sport. He just happened to be gifted at it. Football has them, basketball has them, baseball has them.
And we all, it's just like anything else. There's going to be a time you either have morals or you don't. Mm-hmm. And you either stay true to your morals or not.
Yeah.
If this show ever gets big enough, we're going to have people reach out to us and want us to sponsor, and we're going to have to decide yes or no based off how they see things and how we see that. That's the bridge you're going to cross.
That's right.
And we know that's coming. So we can't be bought out with sweet treats. I'm good with that.
Sure.
I mean, Randall at one time had the hookup, lost that. We could have had cookies.
And right down the road. I mean, 3 minutes from here.
Yeah, we could have had cookies, but no. Thanks, Randall. Way to go, Randall. Well, we're still kind of sore about that one.
We're not sore at all.
No. We're still bringing it up 4 years later. We ain't holding it against you.
No.
The next segment coming up after this commercial break, we're going to get on to NFL and preseason. And what did you think about the performances that you have seen this week? Who are you buying? Who are you trashing? Who are you smashing? We'll be back right after this.
Hey guys, Dave here at Battlefield Outdoors in Fort Oglethorpe. One of the largest selections of disc golf, if not the largest selection of disc golf disc and accessories that are available in the Chattanooga area. Come on down and check us out. Excited for 2025.
Live in the Hyzer Nation studios, it is Bilo and the Boyz, and we're talking shop, talking sports, and we are buying and selling the NFL preseason. Now, who wants to go first? Randall, you or D. Swain? Who wants to talk about NFL preseason? What games did you watch?
I'll go first.
All right.
I'm going to give you a trash, and I'm going to give you a buy and a sell.
Okay, buy and sell.
Okay, 2-0 San Diego Chargers. Sell them. D. Swain said it in the break. They look good playing against the four-string, the high school kids. Chargers have won 2 impressive games, but I'm still trashing the Chargers till they show me a little more than that. What I will buy is, even though they're 0-2, the Atlanta Falcons are on the verge of having an electric offense with Drake London, Bijan Robinson, and Michael Penix. And if they could ever
Kyle
get Kyle
Pitts. Hello, Kyle Pitts.
Yes, Kyle, where you at, buddy? 55 for 800 in that offense ought to be a give me. I just love the Falcons offense. I still think 500 football team, but their offense is going to be electric come this regular season. Go ahead, D. Swain.
I don't really watch preseason because they're starting guys that aren't going to play. They're looking for backups. They know they're starters. They're not with one less preseason game now. You're going to start the quarterback and the first team, everything for a half the third game, just so they get hit a little bit. But I do watch highlights just to kind of get a glimpse. The Schrader kid from Missouri, for those that have forgot about him, that kid still runs hard. I know everybody was, Stetson Bennett. Look at the guy he was handing the ball to. That Schrader kid runs hard. Mm-hmm. I like him a lot, and I hope he gets more carries this year.
What about your Cowboys?
It's a train wreck. Micah's going to get paid. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of when. Jerry's being Jerry. It's no real headlines. This is something we experience practically every year with Jerry. It's like lies. If you don't entertain this stuff, it doesn't grow. It doesn't make any headway.
Right.
If the media would just leave the Cowboys alone, Jerry'd be upset, and he'd make a splash by paying Micah or whatever. Something Keith and I were talking about, he's like, you got to honor your contract. I agree with that. But we also know this is real life.
Yeah.
That ship sailed many, many years. As soon as the first head coach caved, or first owner caved and paid somebody, you're not doing it anymore.
That's right.
And Jerry knows he's going to pay him.
Yeah.
Just get it over with. Stop making it a soap opera.
They're just getting publicity. So you're saying Now, Randall, in the NFL, Randall, who are you buying? Who are you buying to?
Talking about the Cowboys, I think Dak Prescott might be the comeback player of the year. If
Really?
you look at the value of wide receiver in Jake Ferguson.
Ferguson's nice. C.D. Lamb's really nice.
C.D. Lamb, we might see something special. I don't think the Cowboys are a good football team, but they have a good offensive line and 3 elite targets for Dak to throw to. I'll go one deeper than that. I don't think we have seen the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback take the field yet.
I agree.
I think we everybody but who's going to start game 1, and that would be old man Joe Flacco.
Flacco, sure. Now, I'm a little surprised to hear you're not big on the Chargers. And maybe it's my love for Harbaugh. I mean, I think he's a really good head coach. And Justin Herbert's a stud.
Yeah, he is.
I love Herbert. They've kind of invested heavy in Najee Harris.
Yeah.
I don't like their
I hate that we let Najee go, but
Mike Williams retired right before the season started.
Yeah.
They re-signed Keenan Allen, who's 3 years older than you, D. Swain.
I know.
Lad McConkey is a nice player.
Really nice.
Not a lot of tight ends. There's just not a lot to go with a team that's probably played as well as anybody in the preseason. Improving team, I think Najee will underperform, and I think Lad McConkey is going to have a major, major breakout. I mean, I think when we talk fantasy football, Lad McConkey finishes with Justin Herbert at quarterback inside the top 10.
Sure, I can buy that.
I don't like the run game. I don't like the other side. I don't like
minus Bosa.
Yeah, I don't like minus Bosa too. It's not that I'm a hater. I think them and the Falcons could be both like 9 and 8. It's just they've looked like the best team in the NFL, and a lot of people are jumping on that bandwagon. And I'm just saying, slow down.
No, I'm with you. I totally agree. The team I think you got to watch out for is the Bengals. If they can get any kind of halfway decent play out of their defense and their offensive line blocks halfway decent, Joe Burrow's the best passer in the NFL, I think.
Good news about the Bengals. Their defense may be worse than last year. So if you play fantasy football, draft Burrows,
and Jamar Chase.
Draft T. Higgins and draft Chase Burns, because they might have to score 50 to win a game.
That's sad. That's wasting generational talent.
Joe Burrow was the one guy that could go nose to nose with Patty Mahomes and come out the winner every time.
Yeah.
He was the anti Pat Mahomes drug. So
right.
Gotta hope that someday they get him some help on the defensive side of the football.
Now I know Brent's all for that not happening, him being a Steeler fan.
Yeah, I'm not a Joe Burrow fan. I'm not anybody in the AFC except the Steelers fan. That's just it. But I did get to watch their game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence looks good for the Jaguars. Travis Hunter looks good. He played both sides, so that looked good for what they got. And I think they even talked about Trevor Lawrence was wanting him more on offense than defense. So he's going to be good. Whether he stays healthy all year, I don't know. But the reason I really watched it was for Skylar Thompson. That's who I've been wanting to see the whole time was Skylar, because when they acquired him towards the end of last year. And brought him on the team. To me, he's about 20 pounds lighter than Big Ben, but he plays like Big Ben. He's got the talent, he's got the skill, and they let him come out. And I'd been talking about even before I even seen him. I just seen highlights of him, and I'm like, this is the next Ben Roethlisberger for the Steelers. So he gets out, and of course he's going to be behind Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be behind Mason Rudolph. And then he come out in third. They let Rudolph start the game. Rudolph looked strong. He looked accurate. And that second quarter, he faded bad.
Well, Mason Rudolph is a nice backup.
He is. and he can get the job done. But I think Skyler, I don't want to come out and say I want to see Aaron Rodgers and Mason Rudolph both get hurt so Skyler can play.
Right.
But I would like to see Skyler get some real
What
playing
you
time
want
to see
is
what he could
You
do.
want 2016 Aaron Rodgers is what you want.
Who wouldn't?
Exactly.
I mean, definitely that's what I would want. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I also look at our defense with T.J. Watts, of course, and the guy come over. They drafted from Ohio State, the linebacker from Ohio State. Now Will Howard, the quarterback, I ain't got to see him play yet, but we got Will Howard from Ohio State and the what's the linebacker's name? Starts with a S. Randall, what's Ohio State's linebacker that was so good last year?
I can't remember. I was just Googling it myself.
It might be the one that cracked
And
Nico's helmet.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's the big linebacker from Ohio State that was the stud. Steelers got him. So something I can't believe I can't think of his name, but
That's ironic.
it is that I can't.
I'm talking about they're going after a bunch of Ohio players.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll have to bring him up, but he is the number. I even had a picture 90, 93, 30, something like that. It's 93, 99. I'll have to look and see. But anyway, so we're going to move in. Randall, have you got the scoreboard ready? We'll just jump in early while I look that up.
So the guy that's tearing up the Steelers camp is Caleb Johnson, the running back that they took in the third round.
Yeah.
I think he's going to end up being more of a factor than we accept. Now I'm going to the scoreboard. Y'all think of something for a second while it pulls up.
I'm ready for the Ryder Cup picks to be announced. I'm tired of this waiting. Oh, and the semifinals to the Player Championship. They're up in New Jersey this week. Play got suspended today. Scotty's 2 shots out of the lead with four more holes to play. He'll finish up in the morning. I did hear an interesting fact because so many people are in love with the now, so everybody wants to call Scotty the next Tiger, all this. Mm-hmm. I'm not ready to say that yet. If he's still number one this time next year, okay, because that's 3 straight years dude's number one. And then we can start talking
Jake Sawyer.
But I did hear one stat that doesn't even include Tiger Woods. Scheffler just became the 2nd player in the history of PGA, only behind Tom Weiskopf, to finish 8th or better in his 14th straight tournament.
Man,
that's
saying something.
That's big.
That is big.
Or not in the history, but since Tom Weiskopf did it 45 years ago, or 47 years ago, 78 is when he did it.
That is that's pretty big. Jake Sawyer. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh yes, Sawyer.
Sawyer.
Yeah,
Jake Sawyer, edge rusher.
That had the yes.
Yes, he had a great game in the Rose Bowl. So that was
yeah, playoffs. Yeah.
So glad we got him and we got Will Howard. Got some great players. So I look for. They're saying Pittsburgh's going to have like a 9-8 season.
Well, they're going to finish at least 500.
Yeah,
because that's Mike Tomlin does not finish under 500.
No, and that's kind of good. Are you ready, Randall?
Yes, and we're going to start with the Players Championship. That's where we're at. What I had pulled up. Robert McIntyre leads at 6 under, followed by Scheffler at 4. Tommy Fleetwood comes in tied at 4. Ricky Fowler sets 3 shots back at -3. And Griffin at 3, and a host of 2 under. I really think that tournament is set up for a great weekend finish, don't you, D. Swain?
I watched a lot of last weekends. It was a lot of fun, and that going extra holes with Justin Rose and JJ Spawn was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's the BMW this week.
Yes.
Up in New Jersey, or no, Maryland. Sorry, but yeah, it's gonna be good because there's 50 guys in it, and 20 of them are fighting to be in the top 30 to play in Atlanta in the Players Championship next week. So yeah, it's a lot of grinding, watching the scoreboard.
listening. I think that's the greatest thing in golf, when you're listening to the guy just in front of you to see what he does on a hole, so you know what you've got to do.
That's right.
That's a unique.
Sure.
Later, go ahead.
Yeah, the cheers or the groans tell you a lot as you hear them throughout the golf course.
The god-awful Braves with nobody healthy, and D. Swain starting next Tuesday night in his first Major League appearance.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I know. When the Braves are starting Bryce Elder 4-9 with a 6.12 ERA.
And
when have our Braves run a starting pitcher like that out there?
why is the Florida Gator boy not starting?
Don't know.
Hurston Waldrop, he's had 2 starts and his ERA is sub 2.
Well, Houston Waldrop would
Yeah.
be in my up every night. And here's the stat line against the Mets: negative 185. That is a primitive dog to a team in your division that you've been a rival of. Also, in golf, at the same time, there's an interesting thing going on. I said golf, but in tennis, we got the WTA and APD, and I think that's leaving to the the U.S. Open. So let's watch a little tennis, be aware of it. But I just think this weekend, it's your last weekend without full-time high school football, 3 weeks to college football. Love your kids. Take some Toms. I'm going down to watch Hickson in a scrimmage against Howard at Reggie White Field. It's the greatest time of the year. I'm telling you, I love this time of year. And I think we restarted this program at the perfect time. Right now, leading into college football, it's not my favorite time of the year. I like March Madness better. But the lead up to the start of college football in that first weekend, that is absolutely monster. It's something to look forward to the next 3 weeks.
I have something in the works. We may actually be able to put a high school 5 to 10 minute segment in on the show on the weekly, and that's something I'm kind of trying to see if I can get that put together. So if so, that would be kind of a cool deal to add. Now
There's a Swaney back in North Georgia football.
Oh,
My cousin Tim, his son Slade, is the starting center for Ringold.
oh,
I
nice.
call him Big Rig. He's 6'3", 320.
That's a big rig.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, that's a big rig.
And he's put in a lot of work. I think Ringo's going to be pretty good. I'll obviously go check out a few games.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm back ready to do high school stuff or not.
I just want to go sit in the stands. I don't want to call.
We had fun doing that. So
That's
that was fun. That's always going to be some memories of getting griped at from the sideline ref who thought he could outrun me from he's at the 50 and he thought I was in his way because he's going to sprint down to the goal line. And I'm like, dude, I'm 2 steps.
Yeah,
I take 2 steps
1 step back. You're golden.
That's it. Yeah. So why are you freaking out that I'm in your line of pass? He was one of them. He was ready to go, man. He was all about him some high school football. And my son-in-law is a high school ref. So
really?
yeah, so we kind of like, hey, look, he was in the playoffs. So, and here's something I didn't know, and I'm glad y'all brought this up. Did y'all? I guess y'all brought. Anyway,
we brought it up.
my son-in-law, because we'd always want to know how is it your high school? How does that work? And I wished he was watching so he could actually fill in or call in and talk to us about it. But they get scored every game, and they have to get so many points to go into the playoffs or to stay around that group, the same group. So they scored enough to get to umpire, to ref. I'll get in a minute, to ref some of the playoff games in the state of Georgia.
Okay.
And if you kept scoring, you would get up to go to the Georgia Dome for the game. And they finished the game right before the big one. Okay. They got beat out by like 1 or 2 points from another squad.
That's right. He got to the semis.
Yeah, that is awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, so So, and I didn't know that they done that, but that squad stays together and they get graded and scored, and when they get their review, they get an email that has everything in it they missed, what they done good, the whole 9 yards, where they're supposed to be at. They're graded, how quick they react, and maybe that's why the guy on the sideline was giving me lip, because he's like, "Hey, I'm getting graded.
Maybe.
I've got the legs." He was built. He was.
Oh, yeah, he was.
I mean, he was no Mason Storm, but he was built.
He took care of Mason Storm
Yeah.
at a different level. But
Way different level. I mean, who we kidding? Who we kidding?
I miss Ryan being on the field. I
Yeah.
really do. Now, you remember my buddy Ricky Gilly, big Georgia fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the DC at South Pitt.
Okay.
Well, his middle son, 2 years ago, they won the state. And his son played linebacker and got the game-clinching interception.
Oh, that's good.
Caden. And
How was that?
I was there. Well, earlier in the season, me and Ryan had went, and Caden, Ryan's best friend, Rick's oldest son, we went to several games. When we were standing up there at the stadium, one of the games, and South Pitt was number one in public. They were playing the number one private school in the state of Tennessee, single A, whatever.
Yeah.
And I asked Ryan, I was like, "Would you like to be out there?" He's like, "I don't miss the practice, but if I could go and just go suit up and play in the game," he's like, "Yeah, I'd be all for it."
Oh, that'd be cool. Now, when you go to the high school, and I'm gonna ask Randall the same question. When you go to a high school game, and you show up because you come through the gates like you own the place. I mean, let's just be real.
I walk in like most people
Everybody
here knows me.
Yeah, they're waiting. You're waiting to sign autographs. Like if you've never seen him come through the games at the gate at high school, he's got his pen ready. He's ready to autograph.
Let's be honest.
Walking through.
A lot of folks know me.
Yeah, walking through, clicking the pen. Hey, I'm ready if y'all are. I've got it. Yeah, anybody?
Where's my station?
Yeah, we're ready to go. Then the next thing is his stomach gets a growling a little bit, and he's like, "Okay, we're here. What are you eating at the concession stand? What's your favorite high school concession stand item?"
Well, mainly because it's Gordon Lee. Their pizza's really good.
I figured that's where you was going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I like a hot dog from the Lookouts or whatever, but you never know. I like an all beef hot dog. Well, most places aren't serving all beef.
Right.
Which is why I can go have dinner at Costco because they have monster all beef hot dogs.
Yeah.
And they're fantastic.
Yeah.
The safe pick is pizza.
Pizza. All right, Randall, same question. When you come strutting in the gate to do your thing, you're strutting your stuff. I mean, do you hear intro music playing in your ear when you walk through the gates of the high school?
No, I just go to my booth where I'm nice and quiet and private.
Now, what do you have when your stomach gets to going growling a little bit? What are you going to the concession stands and getting?
It is different at every school. There's two things that are different. And if you flash back 20 years, I used to do the restroom of the game review on WQS or WFPA at Fort Payne. I'd go to the restroom and come back and give a review on the air at halftime. But there's different stuff. At Sequatchie County, I'm getting a barbecue. I'm getting a burger. Grill right beside the
Okay, yeah. If it's grilled in front of you, it's hard to turn down a good burger.
Yeah.
Yes. At Hickson, I'm going nachos. And they've just got, I don't know if they get different cheese. It's got a little spice to it. It's almost like a jalapeno. But my personal favorite is a place that has a good brat dog. And that's hard to find because brat's a little more expensive.
Notre Dame.
Find a place that's got a good Johnsonville hot dog.
Notre
That's
Dame.
all with time, too.
Yeah, I would have to say when I would love to try and see what was out there, and I'm gonna tell you my number one all time, and nobody's been able to beat it yet. Nobody's even gotten close second. Tyner High School's hot fish sandwich.
Oh yes,
Period.
yes,
by far the best. Nobody's even close.
That's different.
That's in a whole different league.
Yeah, they don't count.
When I walked in over at Tyner, it was like you heard the intro music. It was you were there, and they said, "Hey, we treat everybody here right. Come have a sandwich on us." That is the best thing ever. Now That's like,
A hot.
yeah, the hot fish sandwich is number one.
Right.
By far.
Sure.
The closest second would be Notre Dame's brats.
Okay.
We're good. And then everything else kind of, yeah, it's good. It's kind of goes down from there. But fried Oreos from Ringo was really good. Those are good. One thing too, when
I didn't say it, B-Lo, but that brat at Notre Dame was the one I was thinking of. That is the number one brat in high school.
it is the number one brat in high school that I've tasted, yes, by far. And I just don't know if anybody touches that hot fish sandwich from Tyner.
No. That everybody accepts that it's here. Then we'll talk about what's left.
Fried Oreos. Hunter even said fried Oreos. Hyzer Nation chimed in. Fried Oreos exactly is amazing. They're one of my favorites. So in doing so, I was talking to the man that I'm talking to. It kind of made no sense. No. Talking to the man you're talking to anyway about the high school wrap up was going to do. And he goes to all these, I'm talking big schools, Hoover, Alabama. He goes to a lot of different, Alcoa. He'll go to Maryville. He'll go to all these places and watch these kids. And he's been doing it for years. He goes to the state. He'll take time off from work and go to the state championship games and just stay all day and watch them all.
Sure. Well, that's the good thing about Georgia and Tennessee. They have them all in one place.
Yeah.
You just go and watch.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool. And I was telling him about beautiful Bowden. And how nice that program was.
Well, but their scoreboard's really nice.
Yeah.
That's the only compliment I can give Bowden. Their refs are trash.
Well, hey, here's the thing though. But he said Fife, Alabama, Fife High School has pinto beans and cornbread.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I said, you mean do they offer butter and onion too? And he said, absolutely.
We may have to go down there.
Somebody's going to Fife, Alabama. That's right. We're just going to ride down on Friday.
It's not a long drive.
Yeah, I mean.
And you got 8 state championships in the last 11 years.
Yes.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that. I heard pintos and cornbread.
Pintos and cornbread. We're there. We got to go. I'll have to talk to the wife and see if I can get a kitchen pass and go. I mean,
I'm gonna give you a little advice because I've been there. Great beans. But bring your own hot sauce.
Oh,
hot sauce, you got to come out of it.
Now,
how do you?
We need Mama Barnett to be hooking us up soon with some pintos and cornbread.
Well, now speaking of the Barnett came across some hot habanero honey. Fire, amazing. It's good on steak, good on chicken, good anything. Bear. It's great.
Probably good on wings, I would imagine.
Yes, no doubt. Anyway, moving on to our next segment. What's
Before
that?
we move to the next segment, I do want to plug something real fast. We have Jeff Flanagan, who is the head official that's in the review booth in Birmingham of the SEC, coming back. He's been on the show every year for the last 4 years. He's going to make an appearance. We don't have the exact date, but within the next week or so, on River City Media, Jeff Flanagan, head review official for the SEC, will be with us for an hour.
Oh, that's awesome. That'd be good. Now, I read an article, and we're 21 minutes left in the show. And I read an article, and I'm kind of moving this segment a little bit ahead, and we'll finish up with our NFL news rumors and then our preseason playoff bracket. But I read an article where they were saying that if Texas, they're preseason number 1 and everybody's picking them to win it all. And if they do, there was an article that Quentin Ewers deserves half the credit.
Because
How?
Yeah.
How does he deserve any credit?
Yeah.
If Arch Manning takes them all the way and they win.
Who said this?
It was an article on, was it ESPN? I pulled it up and sent it. Did I send it to y'all?
I don't know. Did you?
I don't know if I put it in the group, but when I said, I was like,
If
kind of
you
like
did,
you.
I didn't read
I got kind of furious, and I'm like, how would anybody say, well, if Arch, because he sat behind Ewers, and he wasn't good enough to beat Ewers out, and yet he takes them, and Texas goes all the way and wins it all, Ewers gets some of the credit.
Ewers gets no credit.
None. None. How? Why? How could he? He didn't. Did he build the team?
No.
Did he draft any? Did he call up any plays?
Maybe he recruited some of the players. I don't know. He ain't getting any credit from where I'm concerned.
Did he call any of the plays? Did he tell Arch Manning, here's how you play football?
No.
Is he holding mini camp with Arch Manning?
No, we're on the same page here.
Then
A rare occurrence that you and I aren't going to argue about something.
I was trying, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Randall, your input. Do you think Quentin Ewers or you? Yeah, it's Quentin Ewers, right?
Yours.
Ewers.
Uniquely able to speak on this because a lot of people want to. There is a overlying relevance at the whatever that word is, that the University of Tennessee, that Peyton somehow gets credit for the '98 national championship because the Jamal Lewis and the Peerless Prize came there to play with Peyton. They were still left over and played the 1 year with T. I think Peyton Manning would be the last person goes.
Here it is.
Hey, I get credit for part of that.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
just-
think Peyton would take any credit.
Here it is.
I don't. Why you went to a school might have been to play with Peyton Manning, but he's gone. Anybody deserves more credit than they get. It's Al Wilson. I think it's just crap that they would say that.
Here's funny. I went on and I put this in, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 articles about it. Yahoo Sports, Dolphins, Quinn Ewers said to deserve credit, not Arch Manning, if Texas Longhorns win national title. SportingNews.com said Dolphins, Quinn Ewers said to deserve credit, not Arch. Same
So
exact
Quinn
thing.
Ewers has said this.
It's what I'm getting. Yeah, Athlon Sports. Why Quinn Ewers deserves credit if Arch Manning and Texas win national championship per CFB analyst. And then Quinn Ewers' time at Texas might be over, but there's no denying his impact. So if we look at this article, one from Sporting News, here's what it says. This is from Shane Shoemaker. And it said, Dolphins, Quinn Ewers said to deserve credit, not Arch Manning. So the AP was released, Longhorn number 1 country. Texas has topped. I'm looking to see if there is. Okay, here it is.
Looking.
Here's a quote. If Texas wins a national title for the first time in 2 decades, it's because Quentin Ewers.
And
A 3-year starter.
Who made that quote?
Let's see. Manning takes over Quinn Ewers. Dolphins ranging, but believes on horror. Ewers will deserve a piece of the credit. Okay, Fox Sports, R.J. Young, also has Texas number 1, but he believes
Enough. That's enough.
if the Longhorns do win it all, Ewers will deserve a piece of the
I would
credit.
close that out and never look at it again because they're idiots.
Oh, I agree.
That's
But listen to
stupid.
the quote. If Texas wins a national title for the first time in 2 decades, it's because
Well, let's go ahead and give Vince Young some credit too. I mean, if we're going to start just handing out credit.
participation trophies.
Yes.
But here's what it says. If Texas wins a national title for the first time in 2 decades, it's because Quentin Ewers,
Yeah.
a 3-year starter for the Longhorns, and I hate pop-ups, but 3-year starter for the Longhorns, who went on to become a 7th-round draft pick by Miami Dolphins, helped set the table to enjoy the meal. What did he do? Randall, what did he do? Randall, somebody's battery's going dead. I think it's mine. Hold on.
He did nothing. He did less than. You know what? If Tennessee wins a national championship, I deserve part of the credit. I've had season tickets for 30 years.
Let me go ahead and break your heart. You don't have to worry about getting any credit for Tennessee winning
But hey,
national title.
if DC wins
Well, no,
a
he
national
gets credit.
championship-
He gets credit. He was a supporter. If Quentin Ewers gets credit, Randall gets
Tennessee
credit.
ain't winning it this year is what I'm getting
Well, I'm
at.
just saying if they did. I'm willing to say
if
on the
Hank
air.
June had Mel
Well, hold on. Yeah, remember, if Tennessee wins the national title, I will come on the air and I will give credit to Randall Cunningham.
Oh, so will I.
Yeah,
So
because he played a part in it.
I am not concerned with that in this conversation
Yeah.
at all.
But here's what it says. Now, here's the thing. He helped set the table to enjoy the meal. That's Ewan's legacy, Young wrote. Ewers improved each season in Austin, finishing his Texas career with 9,128 passing yards. Okay. Now, here's the thing.
He did get $1 million from Ohio State, too. I give him credit for that.
Well,
I will give him credit for going to Ohio State, getting a cool meal, and then being like, peace.
Well, here's the thing that gets me about these quarterbacks. I can throw a 10-yard pass and that receiver take it to the house. And I get credit for all 80 yards.
An
80-yard pass, yeah. And I get that like it was, you couldn't have ran it if I wouldn't have threw it to you, right? Your feet don't work unless you have the ball.
Right.
All right, so 68 touchdowns that the receiver had to catch. It ain't like you threw it and it stuck in his face mask and he couldn't shake it loose, right? The receiver had to catch it and toe tap in.
Yeah.
So why don't the receiver get just as much credit? Good question. And 24 interceptions. Mm-hmm. Now that he does get credit for. I threw it right to him, but they still had to catch it, right?
Not only that, and I'm going to say at least 2 of those interceptions weren't his fault.
No.
So quarterbacks do get
a lot of
credit. Ball goes right through the receiver's hands
yeah.
or off the receiver's hands, defender catches it. That's not the quarterback's fault.
No, but
when a guy makes a spectacular one-handed catch or something.
It has nothing to do with the quarterback because it was in a bad location.
Yes,
Wayne
he
had
just
to
went
do
and
that.
got it.
Yeah. So now here's what he says. Now in his 3rd year at Texas, Manning's era truly begins. He saw limited action last season, including 2 starts, but Young believes this is clearly his team. Make no mistake about it, though, it is now Arch Manning's team, and he's the best quarterback that the Longhorns have had since Vince Young.
I agree with that.
So
that's the only of all that you just read. Arch is the best quarterback Texas has had since Vince Young.
How in the world does Ewers get any credit?
He shouldn't.
Who wrote the article? I want to know.
Now, if Arch wants to call him and if they were to win it and say, "Hey, man, I appreciate you helping me in practice," okay. But that's by no means giving him credit for Texas winning the whole thing. What if Ohio State wins it this year? They're going to say, "Will Howard, congratulations, you went back-to-back."
And that surprised me in the article because I listened to R.J. Young, and he's usually pretty knowledgeable, but he is so far off base here.
Yeah,
I hope I read that right because I'm like, that's how I get it is he's reading. He created an article that R.J. Young was Fox Sports, came out and said, and then he's reposted it, basically just putting out there what he said instead of saying, how does Quinn Ewers get any credit for Texas?
He shouldn't.
None at all. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And we spent too much time on this.
And here's the thing, though. This is why he done it. He got us to talk about him.
He did. So, which is why I'm now ready to move on because there's nothing else to talk about.
Nothing else to talk about. Now we're going to talk about, what was it I had? Let me pull this back up. Let's see. We are 10 minutes out. Now, 10 minutes out, NFL news or rumors. Anybody got to add? Before we finish out with our college playoff picks. What 12 teams are making the college playoffs?
Hey, the only rumor I've got is evidently Tennessee is very happy with Cam Ward to this point.
Well, apparently Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley are like BFFs, and they're...
Yeah. And in the stupidest trade of all time, Taylor Burke for A.J. Brown. So, but yes, Calvin Ridley is going to be a monster.
Well,
and Cam seemed to be...
To be fair, Burke has talent. He just is toilet paper soft. He can't stay healthy. He can't. And that's a sad thing because I do think the kid's got talent.
All right, we're going to run away to a commercial break real quick. When we get back, we're going to finish up with our final 12 college football teams. We'll be back right after this.
Yes.
Voices crackle like firelight. Below when the boys taking flight. Mounted up high, glass bossy ride. Train wreck chaos, we won't hide. Mounted up, no raise, no.
guys, Dave here at Battlefield Outdoors in Fort Oglethorpe. One of the largest selections of disc golf, if not the largest selection of disc golf disc and accessories that are available in the Chattanooga area. Come on down and check us out. Excited for 2025.
Live my own life in a new galaxy. Static hum doesn't screech. Mike's hot air fit to breach. Voices crackle like firelight. Below when the boys taking flight. Mounted up high, glass bossy ride. Train wreck, chaos, we won't hide. Mounted up, no raise, no pride. Mounted up, feel the wild collide.
And we are back with you here in Hyzer Nation Studio. And we are going to wrap up this segment of the show, waiting on Randall to get back. So we're gonna kind of
Randall, sit down.
yeah,
Come on.
he's gonna take his time getting ready. But real quick, coming up in the playoffs. Now we looked at this AP top 25 or AP, I think it was AP college football top 25 poll, and going into this year, I want y'all, and we got 5 minutes because that's going to leave us 3 to wrap up. 5 minutes, really quick. Randall, who is your final 12 college teams to make the playoff? Go.
I'm getting unlocked, but I've got it right here. All right. So here's my teams from the SEC making the playoffs: Texas, Georgia, LSU, and I'm going to call it either Alabama, South Carolina, Florida. One of those teams make it to give me my fourth. I'm going to call it South Carolina right now. More than likely, it's Alabama. Ohio State, Penn State. And you know what? I have a tough time with that third and fourth. Oregon is definitely getting in. Just for the fun of it, let's call it Illinois gets in the playoffs. That's the 4 from the Big Ten. Arizona State, I'm with D. Swain. I don't think there's any way they keep Arizona State out of the playoffs. Notre Dame, as an independent, will get into the playoffs. That puts me at 9. The U and Clemson, I think, from the ACC, both get into the playoffs. The U only because the ACC is so weak. It would be easy to be 10-2 and make the playoffs from an ACC team. And my group of 4 team to make the playoffs, I've already said it, no surprise. The midshipmen of Navy. I guess the highest ranked team I've got left out would be, of my top 25, would be Florida, Michigan, Texas A&M, Kansas State, Tennessee, Oklahoma. Those would be the teams that's directly out of the playoffs.
All right, D. Swain.
That is wide open, though. I think the 3 are a lock. I think that 4th one is wide open.
D. Swain.
I think LSU, Texas, and Florida for sure from the SEC. Clemson, for sure. There will be a second team. I don't know. I kind of think Miami's going to take a little step back. I'm not going to say this team's going to make it, but I'm telling you a team that's going to make some noise in the ACC is Georgia Tech.
Yes. Hey, River City Media, the home of the Ramblin' Wreck.
There you go. Arizona State, obviously. Ohio State, I think, is a lock. Penn State is probably going to get in just because if they go 10-2, so what? They don't play Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, and they just lose to Oregon or to Michigan and Ohio State. The Navy pick for the rest of the country is an interesting pick. I didn't realize what their schedule was. I like them. Now, if the Big Ten and the SEC both get 4 picks, it's a little tougher. The Big 12, if USC's 11-1, they're going to get in too, and that'll bump a Big 12, a Big 10, or an SEC school. It just will. So.
All right, who? All right, out of those, because we're about out of time. We got 2 minutes left. Who's winning it all? D. Swain.
I think Clemson's going to have the easiest road.
So you think Clemson's going? Who's going to play? Who's going to match Clemson in the national title game? Clemson, Texas. That would be a killer game.
I'm not sleeping on Arizona State.
All right. So you're going to go Clemson, Arizona State, possible.
Yeah.
All right, Randall.
I was going to shock the world and say Clemson. I wasn't prepared for D. Swain to say Clemson. Hey, also...
Great minds, man.
A freshman from Fife, Alabama. I'm sure he had plenty of pinto beans. Logan Anderson's a freshman outside linebacker that we've had on the show several times. I like Clemson. Here's the thing I was going to throw out as a possible shocker. What if Clemson and LSU meet up again?
Oh, that would, and I could see that 100%.
I don't like those top 2, 3, 4. I think Ohio State was outside of the burb at Michigan was better than everybody else last year.
All right, Randall.
Ohio State was better than Tennessee. Ohio State was better than. Oregon might have been the second best team in the country.
1 minute, Randall. Closing comments.
But the one sleeper that I am not going to sleep on is South Carolina making the playoffs. Go ahead. Sorry. Y'all wrap up.
All right. D. Swain, closing comments.
It's coming together. I like it.
We are getting there.
We just need to get some more people participating.
We will.
What we're doing.
We'll get more people watching, more people in. Click, like, share, subscribe. Send this out to everybody. Post it on Facebook. Post it on everywhere else. Folks, we got to go. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate you tuning in. As always, take care, and may God richly bless you. We are out.